Today I would be talking to you about the current ongoing trends that are happening in this world and how we could see 2022 in the field of artificial intelligence. Basically, in 2022, we will see artificial intelligence continue along the path to becoming the most transformative technology humanity has ever developed. According to Google CEO, Mr. Sundar Pichai, its impact will be even greater than that of fire or electricity on our development as a species. This may seem like a very ambitious claim, but considering it is already being used to help us tackle climate change, explore space, and develop treatments for cancer, the potential is clearly there. The full scale of the impact that giving machines the ability to make decisions and therefore to enable decision making to take place far more quickly and accurately than could ever be done by humans is very difficult to conceive right now. But one thing we can be certain of is that in 2022, breakthroughs and new developments will continue to push the boundaries of what's possible. Here's my pick of the key areas and fields where those breakthroughs will occur in 2022. So for all you entrepreneurs and business owners out there, let's talk about the augmented force. There have always been fears that machines or robots will replace human workers and maybe even make some roles redundant. However, as companies navigate the process of creating data and AI literature cultures within their teams, we will increasingly find ourselves working with or alongside machines that use smart and cognitive functionality to boost our own abilities and skills. In some functions, such as marketing, we are already used to using tools that help us determine which leads are worth pursuing and what values we can expect from potential customers. In engineering roles, AI tools help us by providing predictive maintenance, letting us know ahead of time when machines will need servicing or repairing. In knowledge industries such as law, we will increasingly use tools that will help us sort through the ever-growing amount of data that's available, and it will help us find small nuggets of information that we need for a particular task. In just about every occupation, smart tools and services are emerging that can help us do our jobs more efficiently. And in 2022, more of us will find that they are a part of our everyday working lives. Moving on, talking about bigger and better language modeling. Basically, language modeling is a process that allows machines to understand and communicate with us in language that we understand. Or it can be other way around. Like taking natural human languages and turn them into computer code that can run programs and applications. We have recently seen the release of GPT-3 by Openai, the most advanced and largest language model ever created, consisting of around 175 billion parameters, variables, and data points that machines can use to process language. Openai is known to be working on a successor, GPT-4, that will be even more powerful. Although the details haven't been confirmed, some estimate that it may contain up to 100 trillion parameters, making it 500 times larger than GPT-3. And in theory, taking a big step closer to being able to create language and hold conversations that are indistinguishable from those of a human. It will also become much better at creating computer code. And now for all the cybersecurity enthusiasts. This year, the World Economic Forum identified cybercrime as potentially posing a more significant risk to society than terrorism. As machines take over more of our lives, hacking and cybercrime inevitably become more of a problem, as every connected device you add to a network is inevitably a potential point of failure that an attacker could use against you. As networks of connected devices become more complex, identifying those points of failure becomes more complex too. This is where AI can play a role though. By analyzing network traffic and learning to recognize patterns that suggest nefarious intentions, smart algorithms are increasingly playing a role in keeping us safe from the 21st century crime. Some of the most significant applications of AI that we will see develop in 2022 are likely to be in this area. The Metaverse has been the hype, so I would like to talk about that too, the role of AI in Metaverse. Basically, the Metaverse is the name given for a unified, persistent digital environment where users can work and play together. It's a virtual world though, like the internet, but with the emphasis on enabling immersive experiences, often created by the users themselves. The concept has become a hot topic since Mark Zuckerberg spoke about creating it by combining virtual reality technology with the social foundations of his Facebook platform. AI will undoubtedly be a linchpin of the metaverse. It will help to create online environments where humans will feel at home at having their creative impulses nurtured. We will also most likely become used to sharing our metaverse environments with AI beings that will help us with tasks we are there to do, or just be our partner for a game of tennis or chess when we want to relax. As some of you might have heard about the low code and no code AI. So a very big barrier to the adoption of AI driven efficiency in many companies is the scarcity of skilled AI engineers. So that can create necessary tools and algorithms. So these no code and low code solutions, they aim to overcome this by offering simple interfaces that can be used, like in theory, to construct increasingly complex AI systems. Much like the way web design and no-code UI tools are now let us create web pages and other interactive systems simply by dragging and dropping graphical elements together. No-code AI systems will let us create smart programs by plugging together different pre-made modules and feeding them with our own domain-specific data. Technologies such as natural language processing and language modeling, as seen above, mean that soon it may be possible to use nothing more than our voice or written instructions. All of this will play a key role in ongoing democratization of the AI and data technology. Now, all of you might have heard about the autonomous vehicles. So as AI is the brains that will guide the autonomous cars, boats and aircrafts that are set to revolutionize travel and society over the coming decade. Like in 2022, I think it should be a year to remember when we look back in the future and contemplate with horror that we thought it was normal that 1.3 million people died of traffic accidents every year, 90% of which were caused by human error. As well as increasingly effective autonomous cars, Tesla says its cars will demonstrate full self-driving capability by 2022, although it's unlikely they will be ready for general use. So some of their competitors include Waymo, created by Google, Apple, General Motors, and Ford. And any of them can be expected to announce any major leaps forward in the next year. The year will hopefully also see the first autonomous ship crossing the Atlantic, as the MAS, Mayflower Autonomous Ship, powered by IBM and designed in partnership with non-profit Promare, will once again attempt the journey, having been forced to turn back during its initial attempt this year. So for all of the artists among us, so let's talk about the creative AI. We know that AI can be used to create art, music, poetry, plays, and even video games. So in 2022, as new models such as GPT-4 and Google's brain redefined the boundaries of what's possible, we can expect more elaborate and seemingly natural creative output from our imaginative and capable electronic friends. So rather than these creations generally being demonstrations or experiments to show off the potential of AI, as is the case now, so in 2022, we will increasingly see them applied to our routine creative tasks, such as writing headlines for articles and newsletters, designing logos and infographics. Creativity is often seen as a very human skill. And the fact that we are now seeing these capabilities emerging in machines means that artificial intelligence is undeniably coming closer in terms of scope and function to the somewhat nebulous concept we have of what constitutes real intelligence.